Canberra, that's surely not correct. We've read all those wonderful stories about oversupply in Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane and Canberra, right? Canberra is a market that remains undersupplied. In fact, it's a market that's probably remained over the longer journey more undersupplied than any other housing market in the country for various reasons. But that also includes, of course, units. All right? So Canberra is a underlying market, a market that remains undersupplied in terms of its underlying supply and demand energy. And we'll figure out why that is going forward. So lower interest rates, of course. We've had a big cut in interest rates since 2012. We have record low interest rates now. And of course, that's done what it always does, and that's released pent-up demand, improved affordability, and prices have increased as a result. But, of course, that effect is now fading. And there's nothing, I guess, more that points to the new economy than the fact that house prices are now easing and all starting to converge in capital city markets to a sort of a common outcome. That's because the interest rate driver has gone. So well, the interest rates tonight, of course, that's important. Because we always get, well, what if interest rates rise? You're a journalist, you haven't had a story to write about, so what are you going to write about? Oh, let's write about, what if interest rates rise? There's a good story. Then this will happen. So we're going to talk about interest rates, why they are not going to rise, but how, of course, the effect of lower interest rates, lowest interest rates we've ever had now, and we've had interest rates on hold now for 19 months, which is a record. The Canberra market has revived as the local economy has recovered. I was speaking to Melanie before about the nature of the Canberra economy, and she was very correct when she said that the Canberra economy, the Canberra housing market, has tended to be anti-cyclical. So when one part of the economy, generally most housing markets were doing well, and most economies were doing well, Canberra's going another way. What's the reason for that? And that's because Canberra is a government city, or used to be a government city. And what happens when our economy is doing well, our governments tend to use that to cut spending, improve their bottom line, their budget bottom line. And that's what we saw happen in 2011, 2012, and 2013 through the end of the mining boom. But of course, what we've seen recently is the reverse. As the economy started to wane, government spending increased. And that was the revival of the Canberra market. It started around 2012 and 13. But as Melanie said correctly, Canberra has changed. It's no longer beholden to the public sector for its economy. And a lot of that has come from the apartment boom. You know, we tend to forget all this record development that's happened, apartment development that's happened everywhere, has really saved us to some degree from a significant shakeout from the end of the mining boom. Okay. Apartments, developers such as GF have saved Australia from, the types of outcomes that we saw 2 decades ago in terms of unemployment rates and growth. So Canberra has been a source of a different economic engine room, and that's has been principally through construction. So Canberra will continue to experience a chronic shortage of homes. It's been almost a truism that there's always been a shortage of supply in the Canberra market. And I'll show you exactly why and how that's manifesting itself at the moment. Underlying demand remains well ahead of existing and potential supply. The underlying market drivers are actually strengthening at the moment. The recent building boom has ended, but as I was discussing again before, high density is here to stay. It's not just the affordable option. It's not just it's closer to the train or the bus. It's because I want to live in a unit. Because it's becoming more of a lifestyle choice. Australia perhaps are catching up to the rest of the world in terms of embracing higher density living for reasons other than affordability or amenity, a lifestyle choice.